Today we're going to look at the EMF Hartford 1873 single action Army. Pistol was imported by EMF approximately 1995, somewhere in there, and it is made to look like the Hartford, which was the first generation of Colts that the Army had. So you've got a cartouche down here, you've got nicely oiled and finished walnut grips. Here it says 1873 and US. We have a color case hardened frame and hammer, and then of course the grip is steel trigger guard, and obviously a steel blued barrel. The barrel has a very nice polish to it. We have a stamp there for 45 Colt. Across the top it has a legend that is trying to mimic a Colt, because this is a reproduction. You got the bullseye ejector rod actuator, and then because this is a black powder frame, or representing a black powder frame, you have the screw here that has to be removed or loosened to take out the cylinder pin. As I said, it's a 45 caliber 6-shooter, so it holds 6 shells. Normally a person would carry with 5, and the hammer being down on an empty chamber for safety's sake. So now we're going to zoom in and we're going to look at the color case hardening and some of the details a little bit better. So the case coloring is done to sort of mimic that of a Colt. You have blued frame screws. The rear sight is a little on the wide side. We should be able to see. And our engraving here says Hartford, Connecticut model. Now we're looking at the right hand side of the firearm. We pull the hammer back to the position where you normally would load or unload the gun. Always be careful and make sure the gun is empty, but if you can see the white at the back of the cylinder, you can see that there are no shells or ammunition in any of the chambers. You always want to make sure that the firearm is safe to handle, and then handle it taking into account the rules of firearm safety. If you'll notice, the hammer has a firing pin that is free floating, so it's a staked firing pin. The loading gate and on the firearm in various locations there are stampings to replicate that of an actual Hartford model. Again, you have the nicely finished walnut grips. I think these are Turkish walnut, and I think you can see here that the fit and finish between the metal and the wood is extremely fine. Excellent job done. And of course these grips are one-piece grips. So to remove the grips, you have to take apart the frame screws, and then the grips come out when you take the frame apart. Okay, we're going to zoom in so you can see the case coloring. The Hartford came equipped with a 7.5-inch barrel case art coloring has some pretty good color to it, as you can see in the video. And the barrel has the correct front sight on it. So tomorrow we will be taking this pistol out to the shooting range, and we're actually going to fire black powder 45 Long Colt rounds in it and see how it performs and enjoy hopefully some beautiful clouds of gun smoke. So see you at the range. 1872 Hartford 45 Long Colt PS. I said pretty good shooting.
Yeah.
Not bad for an amateur.
Ah. Good. How much did you put in there?
That's just whatever Clayton gave me. I don't know.
My knuckle.
Well, hold on to it better.
I held on to it. Yeah.
Both hands.
Look at that thing swell.
That's not from one shot.
That's arthritis
Well, it
and
could
one
be.
shot. That's wild.
Okay, now you know what it feels like. So,
Yeah.
no, go ahead. At least one more.
God, I'm pulling them left.
Now, was that better?
No.
What a...
That thing is terrible. And,
Okay, I'll have to figure it out. Okay, I'll see what it does over here. I was going to hope you were going to shoot at least 25 of them. I've got a box of 50 I need to get rid of.
well, you go ahead and shoot at least 25.
Okay. You sure you don't want to shoot it some more?
No, I've had enough.
Okay. It does go bang.
It's a little sharp, isn't it?
It's more of a push. back on the empty chamber.